What's good, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to Milwaukee Entertainment News. I am your host, DJ Bro. Once again, coming in. We have a lot going on as far as this is more than I thought that would be happening in the end of summer. I really thought that it would be more dying off already, but it's not. It's actually picking pretty well up. Let's go ahead and get this shit started. We got Milwaukee's Addiction happening September 4th at the Wisconsin Harley over in Oconomowoc. There's quite a few people that are going to be playing over there. They got like 21 bands playing over the course of a few days. And they got two locations. The Harley Davidson in Oconomowoc and the Harley Davidson in West Bend are both going nuts. So definitely check out Milwaukee's Addiction over the Oconomowoc one on September 4th. Friday, 9/2, we have Lines of Loyalty. Still going crazy. They got 9/2 up in Ripon. Friday, September 2nd, up in Ripon with Hinder. Village Green downtown. Redo. We got Lines of Loyalty this Friday, September 2nd with Hinder over at Village Green downtown over in Ripon. Go check out Milwaukee's Addiction with Hinder. We have Hailstorm coming in. Lines of Loyalty is going to be opening up for them. This is over at the Walworth County Fairgrounds. This is at 411 East Court Street, Highway 11 in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. Definitely get your asses down there, especially if you like Hailstorm and Lines of Loyalty. That show starts at 7:30. Lockjaw's first hometown show in years is going to be over at the X-Ray Arcade, 5031 South Packard Ave, over in Cudahy. Lockjaw, Bradley, Modern Day Coma, and other goth bars DJs going on for that night. Tickets are $10 in advance, $12 at the door. All ages show. Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. Hometown rally for the House of Harley Davidson is going on, of course, this weekend across a few different places. I know for a fact that there's stuff going on over in the Oconomowoc. I do not have a list of what's happening over in the Oconomowoc, although I do know that Cherry Pie will be there this weekend. I just interviewed Josh Becker. His interview is going to be coming out next week. Cherry Pie is going to be at the Oconomowoc Harley Davidson Fest this Friday, so definitely be down there to check it out. But otherwise, at the Milwaukee one, there is Andrew David Weber and Big Spoon playing on Thursday. And then at noon on Friday, we got Imperial Fall and then Heaven and Hell at 3. Saturday, we got Amberstein at noon and No Quarter at 3. Sunday, there was there's Six Pack Sammy at noon and then Almighty Vinyl at 3. And then at noon on Monday is Don Juan and the So-and-So. It's cut off on there. All right. Also, September 3rd, I remember mentioning this a while ago, the Shrek Rave, okay? Dress up like Shrek or your favorite Shrek character and dress up in some LED lighting or whatever the hell you have. This is going to be over at The Rave at 2401 West Wisconsin Ave. I do not know which stage it's going to be on, but it's definitely going to be different. I was thinking about going until I heard that Cherry Pie is going to be somewhere this weekend. 33 RPM is going to be at Rock Sports Complex in Franklin at 6:30, Saturday, September 10th. Also, Saturday, September 10th, the TNT Project is going to be at Curly's Waterfront. That's Curly Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill over in Pewaukee. So go check that shit out. It's one of those addresses that are fucking GPS coordinates, so it's easier to just look up Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill in Pewaukee on Google. Show starts at 9. Saturday, September 10th, from 7 to 11 p.m., Almighty Vinyl is going to be over at St. Gregory the Great Festival, over at 3160 South 63rd Street over Milwaukee. Ooh, that's pretty close. So definitely go check that out. Almighty Vinyl is playing everywhere, okay? They also got September 3rd over at the Oak Creek Lions Fest. So Almighty Vinyl is just killing it. Paulie's Pub. Okay, let's see what they got going on. Got to look with my look balls on this one. Friday, 9/2, they got live band karaoke inside at 9. Saturday, they got Nerve Chain outside at 4 p.m. Breaking Cadence inside at 9:30. Sunday, 9/4, they got Eddie Butts Band outside at 3 p.m. And then Monday, Block Party is outside. Over at the Epic Event Center over in, I believe this is in Green Bay. They got for 9/9, Gavin DeGraw, and 9/10, G Herbo and Friends. I love it when they say G Herbo and Friends, or like some rapper name and Friends. That shit always just gets to me. It always just makes me chiggle a little bit. Yes, chuckle, giggle, it's a mixture. Chiggle, get used to it. We got the Cheap Shots. If you were over at State Fair, that's the first time I've actually heard the Cheap Shots, and they were really fucking banging over there. They got Saturday, September 3rd over in Prairie du Sac, Wisconsin State Cow Chip Festival, and Sunday, September 4th at 2 p.m. over at the Sunset Bar and Grill in Fort Atkinson. So go see what the fuck they're doing. Okay, Nashville North is going to be at the Nashville North. Okay, that is happening Friday, September 2nd from 6 to 9 p.m. That's at 1216 East Brady Street. We got Be Love happening live over in Milwaukee. That's 1831 West Forest Home Avenue. There's a listening/release party. That's Monday, September 5th at 6 p.m. And if you guys remember Shank Hall, I haven't really been seeing too much happening over at Shank Hall lately, but Tommy Prine is going to be happening over September 9th. So go see what's going on over there with him. We got the First Wave Summer Concert Series happening. That is going down over at the Umbrella Bar, the Rock Sports Complex at Ballpark Commons. So this is actually the Umbrella Bar in Franklin. That's at 7005 South Ballpark Drive in Franklin, over at the Umbrella Bar. Go see the First Wave in their summer concert series. We also have a 9/11 showcase happening. There's Wavy Ray, Sharkzilla, Young Lay, Baby Montana is going to be over there. So definitely something to go see. Music by DJ Fullspin, hosted by Tone McVeigh. There's going to be at 2125 West North Ave, Milwaukee, over at Julian's Hall and Lounge. Then we got Cheap Thrills with a special Wednesday show, No Cover, happening Wednesday, September 7th from 9 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. It's over at Polly's Pub at 8031 West Greenfield Ave. And we got Smart Mouth happening over at the Economowoc Fall Festival on Saturday, 9/10 from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's at 105-107 North Main Street in Economowoc. Definitely go see what's going on down there. And you know, Shay DeBoo and Da Boy Made It just cannot stay out of Timbuktu. Now here we go with DeBoo Day. Happy 31st birthday to DeBoo. Happy birthday. I'm 31. I just turned 31, so I definitely feel you. September 10th, with special guest Destiny Lynn, hosted by New Me. Music by DJ Pig Stacks. General admission is $30. Drink specials, live performances all night long, starting at 9 o'clock. We go down to 520 East Center Street. We also have Talon and Friends, Classic Rock Blocks. This is happening in Sturtevant at Route 20, 14001 Washington Ave in Sturtevant. The show starts at 8, so go see what's going on with them. And 5-Card Stud is happening Friday 2nd at Nashville North, 1216 East Brady Street. And they also got Monday, September 5th at the Wisconsin Harley-Davidson over at 1280 Blue Ribbon Drive on Economowoc. So definitely go see what's going on over there. Bella Kane is going to be over at Sheboygan County Fairgrounds. So if you're down for the country, Bella Kane is great at it. Their show starts Sunday at 8:30 over at the Sheboygan County Fairgrounds in Plymouth. Go see what's going on. Actually, that is about all the time we got for this one. We do have an interview this week. This is with none other DJ Potential. And, of course, we have our very own King Monte Carlo in here. Hey, are you guys there? Yep, we're all here. All right, we're over here with King Monte Carlo. Of course, we got him and DJ Potential.
What's going on? Serve up.
Yeah. So, you know, DJ Potential, I'm not really familiar with you, but I'd like to get familiar with you. Want to know the full potential. Why don't you go ahead and tell me, you know what I'm saying, a little bit about you and what you're doing.
So a lot of people get real interested about the international DJ tag, and in a nutshell, I'm a non-traditional DJ that uses like software like AI software and other like various like video active digital programs to like put my mixes together, curate stuff to my radio station that I own. Like just this year, I started like distributing to like through platforms like DistroKid and CD Baby, but a lot of my stuff has been kind of in-house and on podcast format.
So what are you distributing through CD Baby and these places like that? What your podcasts or like your mixes, or like what content are you uploading so the people listening can be more familiar with what you're doing? Like, are you mixing and doing like blends and, you know, like a mix show DJ? Are there interviews? What are we looking from you?
Yeah, so once you start getting into more like my more official professional stuff, like I just made the turn to become a music artist. So I put out a single called Grinding All the Time that was produced by me. And then, you know, after that, you're going to get a lot of mashes, a lot of remix stuff, a lot of club stuff that's going to be like in EP format.
Okay, that's what's up. So you're telling me you're an artist now as well as a DJ, and explain. Okay, before we go into the artist stuff, explain the AI DJ. So, because there was a lot of friction. I don't know if you caught it. There's a lot of
Yeah.
friction on the internet last week about the AI rapper that Capitol Records signed and then dropped 72 hours later because it was a white guy that was doing the AI artist, but it was
Uh-huh.
a black guy's voice, and they thought the white guy was saying nigga a lot, and so Capitol Records ended up dropping them because a lot of people complained about that. When you say AI, is that like artificial intelligence, and is it similar to what we saw last week, where there's like a artificial intelligence image of you, or how does this work? Can you explain it or elaborate?
Yeah, unlike that rapper, I'm not hiding behind like some computer generated avatar or some shit like that. It's it's
Right.
it's more it's more my art. It's more me. Putting stuff together like that's either been done and redoing it and innovated it to just make it sound better. And I'm using the help of like artificial intelligence to like mix it like any turntable DJ would do.
Okay. That's what's up. Hey, so with you doing that and the digital mixes and the international stuff, what made you want to transition into artist and go into artist mode? And which one do you like better?
It was more of a challenge than it was, of me, really thinking like, okay, let's go ahead and do this because I have like interviewed a lot of different artists like on my podcast. Artists like David C. Nunez, Rich Pesos, Young Glitzy Boy, a lot of people that I work with like in Rock Nation and from the Wu Tang clan too. I work with somebody from the Wu Tang of Killer Beans, and so I've been around a lot of artists, just all my professional career so far, and then I got the challenge from somebody like, hey, can you do what we doing? So I said, yeah, I can do it. so like but I do love being an artist so far because it's giving me the opportunity to be up front more and like and perform, and like and be real creative with my own stuff.
What do you like better from the performance standpoint? Because even as a DJ, if you're a top flight DJ, you're kind of performing. You're not just
Right.
sitting there, you're interacting with the crowd. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hmm.
which part of the performance side do you like better? The artist side or the DJ side? Like when you're actually interacting with the crowd and shout out to Shauna, it's her birthday, we going in, woo! Or do you like the actual performing better?
I actually like the actual performance better, and that's a real good question. And the reason that is because I really like to put my body in into like what I'm doing when I'm performing. I really like to get the crowd hype and having an acting background. I feel like I'm getting into character.
That's funny that DJ with
That,
an
that, that,
AI character, but yet you like being interactive personally. That's odd.
Yeah.
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 So, like, what kind of music does go into your DJing? Because when I think of like AI, I'm thinking of like
You
like
know what's
eight
slick
like
about that
EDM or
too?
some shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what you gonna hear. You're gonna get a lot of EDM, trap, a lot of dubstep, some German techno.
So
I
that
make,
weird ass
you know.
German porno music you make.
No, I'm making that. I'm not making that.
Which one has been the most like time consuming, and which one has been the most rewarding?
That's a good question. The so far, like being an artist is like real. It requires a lot of your attention, and being a new artist, this is like raising a baby.
Yeah,
so,
every business
so
is a
yeah,
baby, and
yeah,
being an
definitely.
artist is a business. Your product is you.
Yeah, I found it a little bit more ease as a DJ. I can fly underneath the radar a little bit and just do my thing, and I don't really have to like put so much, into like branding myself because like I think it's really attached to like my podcast.
Right. And where can we find your podcast on?
You can find the Kinetic PE Mix show on any podcast
Okay.
platform, Pandora, Spotify,
Um,
iHeartRadio.
Which one was most time consuming, and which one was the most rewarding? There was two parts of
Yes,
that.
yeah. So being an artist is more time consuming, and being a DJ, I can do that in my sleep and not feel like any pressure or like feeling like I gotta really like put my all into it. So like But the most rewarding so far has been the artist, for whatever reason. Like, the DJ gets love, but he don't get as much love as the artist do.
Your management wanted you to talk about women in the rap scene.
I was
Yeah,
curious about that too.
That's interesting. I don't know. Like me and him going back and forth about, like, my biases that I got towards Meg Thee Stallion, like how I'm not really feeling her like that, and like and Lotto, that's two of his favorite artists, and every and people like often question me, like, why do I got so much beef against Lotto and Meg Thee Stallion?
Hey, fuck Shorty. Fuck her. I don't like none of that shit she pulled with Tory Lanez. Doctors came up and said she didn't get shot. It was glass in your foot. Exactly. And even though she, as a DJ, I've played her music and I've seen it move the crowd, I've never, outside of Freak Like Me, I've never really been a fan of her music. I like the Freak Like Me song, but I didn't like shit else she did. The shit with the baby, the WAP shit. I didn't like none of that shit. And that was even before the Tory Lanez scandal. I wasn't a fan of her shit. I don't know why.
There you go.
It's a vibe. It's the vibe she puts off. It's like a negative vibe or something like. There's not an authentic vibe about her. There's something real fake and falsy and bullshit about her. And I can't put my finger on what it is. But even as a DJ, I don't really want to fuck with her too tough. I will if people request it, but I'm never gonna go to the Meg Thee Stallion record to turn the party up.
Exactly.
Low key, I kind of feel like I'd be on Nicki Minaj more than I'd be on Meg, because at least Nicki was not all the way just trying to be a trash rapper. And what I mean by trash rapper is idolizing that mentality of things that are destroying people within music, things that are like promoting it being a good thing to be a hoe or a stripper or things like that. It's like all the toxic energy that
now let me say this about Nicki. Nicki's got bars, so let me lead off with that. Nicki's got bars like a motherfucker, but I'm not a fan of her either, because she's a fucking hater. Fuck Nicki. I said twice. Fuck Nicki. Because if you don't agree with Nicki, she's a fucking hater, bro.
Yeah.
If you don't agree with her, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I'm the queen. Woo. Well, guess what? You know why you're the queen? Because you're subjected to your people.
Or female artists that are closer to home. Do you know Destiny Lynn?
Destiny Lynn, no, I don't know her. I like, nobody never requested for me to play her, so like I'm not really familiar with her.
Honestly, nobody's ever asked me either. And have you ever heard any of her music?
No, I have not heard of her music, but I will look her up though.
What local artists do you know of?
Yeah, female wise, I got, I have listened to QD, Lakia. Everybody's listened to Lakia. But other than that, man, like, I like, people might call me bougie, whatever. Like, I'll probably get a lot of people call me bougie, but like, I really like accept a lot of stuff from people outside of the local realm. Like, I think people here in Milwaukee just now really starting to like, give me a little nudge and say, hey, I got something for you. Like, let's collaborate, let's do this. So, that's been my world lately. Yeah, collaborating with more people in the area, kind of like giving this younger generation a chance to collaborate with me, get to know me, and especially being that I'm new.
I'm gonna say you don't look a day over like 23, 24.
Nah, I'm not. I'm not. I'm definitely in that 30s bracket.
Okay. What's your favorite thing to do besides music?
I'm definitely a gym rat, so you can find me in the gym, working out. I'm that type of guy that, like, you also, like, find in a movie, especially if it's a Marvel release.
So you like comic books?
Yes. Yeah, I'm into the, like, more of the comic book movies. Like, I haven't, like, digged into, like, comic books ever since I was a kid. But, like, a lot of these movies that's releasing, like, it's real nostalgia for me. Go see them. And so I make it my business to see them.
Was your decision to get into music purely off of fun, being a hobby, turn into something serious, or is there a more deeper reason you went into music?
Yeah, actually it is, man. You know, like when I was in high school, you know, it was my outlet, you know, especially, you know, like when I was just dealing with like a lot of different stuff, like, you know, being abused by my father. You know, like I was still, you know, trying to figure out like why I was sexually abused, like as a 9-year-old and 11-year-old. And like, you know, music was my go-to, man. And that's how I eventually started attracting friends. We used to fuck around and like, you know, just rap back and forth with each other. And you know, and then one day I said, man, I could do this stuff for real. And you know, I put my first single on a CD. And I never really like distributed like professionally, but like, you know, it was getting, people was buying it. So like
Good.
that's when I knew that you know, I could do it. And and then when I went overseas to Iraq, you know, like you know, one of the things that we used to do when the guys would come back from like, you know, doing convoys, we all get together. And I helped make a booth, and we put on a performance. And like, you know, we really got down over there, and like, you know, and kept the morale up over there. And
So you built a booth in your barracks overseas.
yeah, and this big huge ass tent, you know, that like people used to get together for it. Yeah.
I bet those nights would get cracking up.
Man, it was lit, man. Like it was lit. Like, you know, especially the shows we put on. It was lit. There's a lot of trauma that, you know, comes from that. And like, you know, and that's why I'm a huge advocate of mental health. You know, and doing things that like, you know, that, you know, caters to your self care. And you know, I try to put that message out as much as possible, because like, you know, although like, you know, we're not in a war zone here, there's a lot of shit that happens in Milwaukee, and a lot of people that's affected by it.
What moment in your life made you decide that this is what you wanted to do?
It was actually when I came back home. And when I came back home, I had like this like supernatural experience, man. Where I almost died. I I had 109 degree temperature, and the doctors couldn't figure out why I was still alive. And you know, they did all this investigating, trying to figure out what was wrong with me. They had experts come from different parts of the country come in and try to like research what was going on with me, but like, you know, they couldn't figure it out. And it was it was this one nurse who did something that no one else in the hospital offered, and that was to pray for me. Um, so she prayed for me, and the night that she prayed for me, I was able to get up off the bed. I pulled the IV out of my arms, went into the bathroom, and I got to just like, you know, preaching like a preacher. And I don't know where it came from, but you know, there was something special about that, because like, you know, the next day I asked the doctors, where's this nurse at? Where this nurse at? And no one knew who she was. And from there, you know, I went on this whole journey to try to figure out what's my purpose is. And only thing that came back to me is like, you know, the fact that like, you know, I was in that bathroom, um, able to like speak life into myself, but like, you know, and giving this huge speech. And you know, and so like, so just public speaking and anything dealing with like, you know, giving my body into it, and like helping someone, um, that came out of that. And you know, I became a minister for a short time, and then that didn't work out because I got into trouble. But when I came back, you know, what was still around was my gift to be able to like, you know, speak publicly to people, help people, um, and perform. You know, like, because even when you in a pulpit preaching, you know, you still like, you know, to me you still performing. And so like that's my purpose, is to, you know, be a messenger to people, help people like be better than, you know, where they are now, spiritually and mentally. Yeah, I went a little deep there, so sorry about that.
No, because I know exactly what you mean. There's times where you're sitting there and you're like, you're talking to yourself and you're sorting out your issues,
Yeah,
and you're talking to yourself, and as you're talking you're like realizing that, yeah, you're speaking but you're not talking,
right.
and you're like responding to yourself, and it's like, where the hell did all this game that I just got I was just speaking come from. I didn't do any of that. Like, so it happens a lot to people that stay connected. You know, being able to open yourself up to listening. Monte Carlo, hey, the king is back, baby. Damn!
Hey,
Oh,
back, y'all.
shit.
Man, I'm downtown, man. I'm talking about right now. It's clear. Had to go into a parking structure. It was over. I'm back out. It's clear, but I'm heading back home, and we about to pass Miller Park and the State Fair and all that garbage again.
We're talking about how when you'll be by yourself and you'll be talking and trying to sort through your own issues, and then as you're doing so, you start speaking on some things that you'd never heard of before, that you never thought of before, that just click, and you're just sitting there going, wait a minute, where the fuck did that come from? You know, like you didn't think about that. You know, that was God putting that shit in your head, and, you know, spit a little, just drizzle a little, like that motherfucker with the salt. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit into you. So it's like
God Bay. That's Salt Bay and fool with it.
Old Bay, Salt Bay, Yay Bay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's that different kind of Bay leaf.
Bay Yahweh. Yeah, you have times like that?
Yeah, all the time, actually. But, you know, I always got so much going on, man, that sometimes I won't even acknowledge that happened until later on or a couple of days later, because I'll think about it, be like, oh, yeah. But, like, usually when it happens right away, I've always got a million things going on, so I'm usually in the middle of something else, and something that happened, I'll be like I said, sometimes I can't get back to it for a day or two because there's so much other stuff I'll be having to do that then, like, 2 days later, I'll be like, damn. And I tell, like, my wife or say something, man, that wasn't nothing but Jesus. And they be like, what you mean? I'd be like, man, listen, the other day I was doing this and this pop, I was starting to think about this, and I'd be like, that wasn't nothing but God, because I hadn't been thinking about that, you know what I'm saying? Just pop, you know, I always give everything to God, you know what I'm saying?
All of a sudden, a great idea with all of the thoughts and all the details just
with
pops into
all
your
the
head.
details, with all the bells and whistles, and exactly
like,
A, B, C, D, how to get it done, and you know that ain't nothing but God, or you know that's how I look at it. So I just, you know, I be thankful that I remember it 2 days later, because I'm always doing a million things at one time. So, you know, the fact I'm like, man, I needed that, you know, because it'll show you exactly how to navigate and direct right through something and get it done. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like I said, you know, a lot of shit. Man, look, everything is God to me. I'm up driving, dropping calls because, you know, God allowed me to wake up today. So I mean,
Your car started? You were able to afford the gas in that motherfucker? No.
Hey, that's
barely.
That's some small wins, man.
Yeah,
barely.
Got to celebrate those small wins all the time.
Man, them small wins add up to big wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, you need a bunch of small victories to win the war. So
if you didn't lose from time to time, you never appreciate the win.
Man, say it again for the people in the back that didn't hear it.
If you motherfuckers can't all be wins.
You mentioned you had a single or whatever. What's the name of that single?
Grinding all the time.
Grinding all the time.
Is that the only single you have?
That's the only single that's professionally released right now that I got.
Do you have plans on doing more singles?
Yeah, I actually got a plan to do an album. I got another single that I'm looking to drop in the next 10 days, 10 to 14 days.
This is going to be interesting because you're a DJ as well. How do you, as an artist now that you're in artist mode, how do you go about picking your beats in production?
And I've been producing my own stuff, you know. So yes, sir. I haven't really stepped out and like accepted anything from anybody else. I wanna like produce my own stuff for a little bit. You know, and then eventually at some point I'll be open to like working with other producers.
That's what's up. You know, one thing I learned as an artist, you know, I never been an artist that depended on the producer. I'm a kill anything you throw in my way. But some producers bring a different animal out of you when you work with them.
Yeah, you're right about that.
You know what I'm saying? Like you might make a beat and like, this banging. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and drop something. This sounds slick. But it's another producer that can, you know, as slick as that sounded, another producer will bring a whole different animal out of you, and like, you know, you might be on Panther mode. Oh, I killed this. But then, you know, you get with another producer and all of a sudden you on Tiger mode, Lion mode. It's like the ultimate kill. Like, I can't believe I savagely destroyed this the way I did. You're gonna end up realizing that as you start working with different producers.
If the first thing that people hear from you is some trash ass shit, they're not going to listen to the next thing you release. If the
No.
first thing you
Right.
release is crispy as a bitch, it bangs, it's awesome, people are gonna definitely listen to the next one. So it's better to definitely hold off, wait for the right producers and the right people to record you and the right everything to just line up. Go ahead, tell everybody where they can find you again on all of your materials.
If you're looking to listen to me for the first time, you can find me on any platform, any streaming platform. You know, just type in DJ Potential. From my understanding, there's another DJ Potential out there, but he ain't doing nothing with that name. He ain't doing it right. So you know, like when you look me up, you know, just look for my face with the glasses on. That's my only single out right now. Grinding all the time, and then you can follow me on Instagram at DJ.Potential. And if you want more information about, you know, what I do outside of that, transformuradio.com. Transform the letter U, radio.com.
Looks like that's about all the time we got for the now. Back to you guys. All right. I love hearing things like that. That's all that we have for today. Thank you for tuning in to Milwaukee Entertainment News. Do not forget to like and subscribe us on every platform, as well as every artist that you have seen in here. So much love to everybody. Keep doing what you're doing, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. If you do, name it after me.